What's going on, y'all? Nation Boy checking in. I just wanted to take the time today as I'm kind of touching up some beds in my garden, in my greenhouse. I want to take the time to really just have an open, authentic, transparent conversation, man. I think, is I want to handle things as open as possible with collectively sustainable. And our goal was to be something so transparent that we didn't have to hide anything, that we were true to who we are. We stood in it authentically. And it's been brought to my attention um, that our community, um, from the front facing viewpoint, it looks like we're an all black community. And being that we're in Atlanta, a predominantly black area of Riverdale, South Side, most of our members are on the South Side. Like, I get why that may seem to be the case, but I just want to put this out there that collectively sustainable is about unity. We're about connecting people to a new culture. And I even had to get touched up myself, like with unlearning systemic constructs that we've been, born into, like just not really understanding certain things. And through this community, it's been a wonderful way to kind of reflect on things with different vantage points. That's the benefit of being so diverse. And some of our other members, of other ethnicities, in other particularities, kind of called out like certain biases or certain things that were going on within the community. And it caused me personally to take a deep dive inside and see like what was going on, where was it coming from. And again, I'm just doing this talk just in full transparency. Again, just to reiterate, collectively sustainable is not a movement based on race, religion, income, nothing. Like, we're a movement that is building a new culture. And so I've been asking myself, like, we've had a dialogue about like our people, our people, our people. Like, I'm looking for my people. And I'm like, damn, what is my people? Like, who are my people? I've yet to define that out loud. I think internally I kind of know, but I've never said it out loud. And I think, again, most people think race, they think color, they think that's the thing that's going to connect us together. And I'm saying my philosophy personally is biomimicry, right? And as collectively sustainable members, we're saying we're stewards of the earth. We're learning our lessons from the earth, not from somebody who wrote it in a book and told us what we were or who we were and what our value was. We're really trying to get rid of that construct again as we transition into a new paradigm. This is a wonderful opportunity again. I think that, to define who my people are, I say people who are also looking to get out of capitalism by any means necessary. People who are also understanding that we've been um, participating in systems that were also created by other people that support a culture that we don't particularly find ourselves to be comfortable in. Right? They're immoral. They're tearing up the earth. They're destroying habitats in the name of capitalism. Right? They're controlling our children at a young age, just so they can go into the system of capitalism. And again, I think that, when I say I'm looking for my people, it's not color, right? It's really your morals, your values, what you're doing right now in this very moment. Are you someone who is still lackadaisically utilizing these big box grocers, knowing that you can be doing something at home? Are you someone who has land and access to land, but you're not using it, right? We're not going to mesh well. You know what I mean? But the people who are really standing on 10 right now, who are going against the grain, so to speak, by becoming farmers or stewards or herbalists or foragers or living out of their van right now, not out of necessity, but in pure defiance. These are my people. These are my people. The ones who mask up and go parade downtown. Y'all are my people. Y'all are still my people. But the thing is, we have to center ourselves, right? The spirit is there, but now we need something anchoring to kind of unify us. And again, I believe that agriculture is the thing that we can do. We always say that food brings us together, but we never explore why. Like, why does food bring us together? What is the complexity of food that brings us together? And from my position as a steward of the land, as a farmer and as a homesteader, I'm saying the most impactful meetings that we've ever had have been the ones where we're all outside, shoulder to shoulder, sweating and carrying a burden together. That's like camaraderie. It's like going into battle. It's like we all have laughs and giggles about how, hard the clay was that day, and we all sharing our war stories. And it's very much like this is how we build ourselves as a community. And yeah, I just wanted to go online to say that, man, on record. This is not a color thing. This is not a religious thing. The original man thing. It's like, I believe that DNA can be activated as well. I believe that there are some people who look just like me who did me dirtier than anybody. Word to them 87 acres we lost from Sparta, Georgia. Folks who look just like me did me dirty. So I can't base my premise on my people off just my visual. It's some folks who don't look like me at all and stood up 10 toes for a player, put me in rooms. Krista Leonard of the farm, she used to work at Unearthing Farm, but stood up for me, like really put me in the Falcon Stadium trying to get our Farm Fresh 24/7 app kind of mainstream and kind of letting everybody know that we were here. We had a solution. The BCS tractor we just got, that's another young lady who is not of my ethnicity. She's not of my resemblance at all when you look at the 5D. I believe that we're transcending. We're going further than that. The vibe is the thing. The vibe is the frequency. And the frequency tells people a lot more than just these eyes. You know what I mean? And I believe, again, that we're measuring people by what we see them doing. We're measuring people by, are you growing a garden? Are you making your own medicines as much as you can? Are you baking your own bread? These are indicators that lets me know you might be of the same type of cloth as me. You might be of the same lineage, right? The activated DNA that we've been looking for. You might just be it. And of course, I'm not just going to go willy-nilly like, oh, you growing garden, we're going to be best of friends. I'm still going to vet because some people are growing food out of scarcity mentality as well. And again, I'm looking for the people who are doing it for the liberation. And again, I think that this is where just our systems come into play. Like, what are we creating next? Like, we know we don't have to subscribe to these folks and their ideologies or what they're posting on the screen for us to look at, what they're playing on the radio for us to listen to. We're already overstepping that. We're already out in the woods. We're already touching the soil. And I think the biggest thing for us to do is unite under one flag or one unit, right? And that's collectively sustainable is what I'm proposing. And even as much as going out to do the 10 by 10 supplemental food production system installs, I'm thinking of reorganizing that construct, and not necessarily reorganizing, but reframing its value as, instead of just the Roots Initiative, it's going to be known as the Unity Gardens, not the Victory Gardens that was used again out of despair and scarcity. These are Unity Gardens. This is where we can go in through the food system and really connect with other people of different walks of life, different parameters of understanding. And we can have these tough discussions like we did in our community that are eye-opening, that are necessary, but we can't have them by ourselves. We can't have them siloed, right? Because we think that this movement is only for these types of people. And again, I'm just here to say plainly, you're hearing it from the horse's mouth. You're hearing it from the dude. I created Collectively Sustainable because before this, I had an organization called United Africans of America, UAOA. And I saw very quickly how it wasn't big enough. It wasn't large enough. It wasn't expansive enough. And even when I went to other people who looked like me, again, it wasn't always well received. I remember going to the West End and being treated like an outcast because I had the cardboard Dickies and the Nike swoops on with the herringbone. I wasn't African enough. And so I'm understanding that's the colonizer's mind, right? That's kind of what the system built us to do, is kind of tear each other down rather than build us up. And it's not just color. I just educated you right there. I gave you a demonstration of it's not just color, right? So we have to get past this concept. We have to. In order to go to the next dimension, the next space of reality, I'm looking at myself like, what does that look like for me? What would I want to see? Who would I want to be in community with? And ironically, just like our framework shows in Collectively Sustainable, it doesn't matter your race, gender, creed, ethnicity, religion, socioeconomic status, or position. We're looking for your essence. Do you know why you're here? Are you moving that direction? Are you a good person as far as your morals? Are you not causing harm to people on purpose? You know what I mean? Can you save space and hold space to evolve in your mind? Can you really say, hey, these folks did a number on me? We're looking for we're looking for each other. We're looking for each other. And again, I believe that agriculture is not only necessary right now because of what we know these folks have been putting in the food and allowing in the food and allowing to pass through the pipes and the system's crumbling anyway. I'm saying, why not go forward and build something in our image? Why not look and cast our vision as a collective for what unification could look like? You know what I mean? Are we binding ourselves to just color or gender or religion? And I'm saying we don't have to. It's a new system being designed right in front of our eyes right now. Whether you want to say it's Project 2025 or whether you want to acknowledge that it goes way beyond that, I'm saying it's happening right now and we can see it. We're the generation that's here right now. We can open up the doors and dream something bigger. We can dream something larger. We can dream something with everybody. It's some folks out here that don't look like me who want the best for me, just like I want for them. It's up to us to find each other. And this is, again, what I'm proposing. First, join Collectively Sustainable. This is where we are building the culture. We're not just talking about it on Discord. We're not just talking about it online passionately, but we're actively engaging with each other to have these tough discussions like race, like religion, like inequality. We're having these discussions and we're open to changing and creating, co-creating, right? Something new, something as deep as culture. And I'm saying again, this is our opportunity because everything that was built before us that ensnared us in this system mentality, it's collapsing. It's changing right in front of our eyes. And again, I feel like being on the land, we know the value of it, touching the soil. We understand that it changes our physiology. We understand that literally, like, we can be healed by the land. I think a lot of traumas that people are going through can get dropped off in the garden and kind of come out cleansed. You know what I mean? I think that, again, the food is under attack. We know we need to get to learn the land again. We need that. I'm proposing that if you are a farmer, a gardener, a homesteader, someone who has space, come into the community, Collectively Sustainable, and become a stewardship center. Be somebody who can hold space for other people, right? If you don't have any skills, but you have access to land, become a stewardship center and bring people into the culture of Collectively Sustainable. What we decide the culture is. If you're somebody who can teach anything involving sustainability, right? That's emotional sustainability too. Any spectrum of sustainability that you wish to be imparted into this new system that you can hold space for and you can show the blueprint to, come on in, be a lighthouse. Come teach everybody in your community how sound bowl therapy is important, how Reiki can really align your chakra, how eating in season is really a value, how solar energy is the best energy that we should be. We need that information. We need those teachers to stand forward in a sign of not only solidarity, but unity. There's no community without the unity. And again, we're classifying what our community is right now. And I'm saying it has nothing to do with your looks. It has everything to do with your internal workings. What are you going to stand for? What are you bold enough and dedicated enough and committed enough to where you stand on it till it comes to fruition? Are we really about everybody joining this new paradigm? Or are we going to replicate what capitalism and the colonizer mentality has done to us and try to invoke that if we're on top? And that's, again, an honest conversation. This is something that's unscripted by me. And I just really want to put it out there, man. Collectively sustainable is not just a black movement. When we say collectively, we mean everybody. And when we say everybody, we talk about our people. When we say our people, we talk about anybody who's standing up in the face of capitalism and what's going on right now and doing an abrupt about face and saying, I'm looking for something better. I'm looking for something that has my essence as well as everybody's essence in it. And I understand that the forest is very much diverse and it sustains itself. And we're saying that we want to mimic what the forest does. And we need each and every person, everybody, to play a part so that we can collectively sustain and move ourselves out of the grips of capitalism and save the earth. Because nobody talks about the earth. Nobody talks about the fuel that's spilled. Nobody talks about, well, people talk about it, but it's not mainstream. And again, those are my people. Those are my people. You growing food in your patio, you my people. You're not shopping at the big stores. You're going secondhand. My people. You teaching your kids. You pulled them out of the system and started a homeschool collective. My people. We just have to find each other. And I'm hoping that this message finds you well. It hit your ears and went down to your soul. And you decide to join Collectively Sustainable. Join Collectively Sustainable and take an actionable stance in pulling this new system in by just being the system, right? Being the new shift, being the paradigm that we're creating. It's more of us out there, but we can't reach everybody if it's just me talking. I need folks to align themselves, or people who are aligned to come on in and use your voice to touch people who might hear your frequency and understand the message in your light. All right, because once we do that, we interconnect our systems. And I'm not saying it's going to be, kumbaya. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I'm saying it's worth it. And I'm saying I'd rather do this than subject myself to what's coming. I'd rather stand and fight. And I'd rather fight side by side with people who are in this together. So that was just my little morning message, man. I'll catch y'all on the flip.